Right, so I've just woken up to news that the European Super League has indeed claimed its first victim as Jose Mourinho faces the sack at Tottenham Hotspur after just 17 months in charge. The timing is bizarre. I'm going to get into analysing why I think this is and just the bizarreness of it, if I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, that's the only word I can actually use to describe this, because the football world has gone completely upside down. It's gone pear-shaped, it's in turmoil, it's in disrepute, and yeah, after last night's news, I still haven't recovered mentally or physically from that, to be honest. But yeah, we're going to get into this now. And a lot of people have been saying, I know there's been reports that Jose Mourinho was sacked simply because of the fact he refused to train his Tottenham players this morning, in just pure outrage of this news being announced last night. And obviously the likes of Fabrizio Romano, Sky Sports, and obviously the club themselves have, denied these rumours overall. But at the end of the day, do we even believe that? Can we even trust these teams, these clubs, after what they've done last night? For me, absolutely not. And yet, there has to be something to do with this European Super League involved in this, news regarding Jose Mourinho sacking, because as I said, the timing is absolutely bizarre. It's confusing as hell, and yet it has to have something to do with this European Super League, because first of all, Spurs have a Carabao Cup final on Sunday against Manchester City, and even though they've been really poor, as of late, they have every chance of winning that. It's a one-off game, and who is the one man you would want in a one-off game? Maybe not in modern-day football, but he's known for it all of his career, Jose Mourinho. So why are you sacking him a week before a Carabao Cup final, which is very winnable? You're only 5 points off the top four, which I know seems like a bit of a chasm at this stage to, fill up because of the poor form that Spurs have been on, and the fact that Mourinho obviously isn't the big fans' favourite at Tottenham. But it's still possible. You still have everything to play for this season, Spurs, and you just decide to do it now. And I think the main reason why, and I think I watched the video of James Lawrence Alcott, if you want to go and check out his video on Jose Mourinho sacking, and of course his thoughts on the European Super League and his just absolute anger revolving the European Super League, then please do go check it out, because he talks a lot of sense in that. He said it could very easily be a distraction plot for the European Super League, and to be honest, I fully do buy into that idea. It very much could be the case, regarding a distraction plot for Jose Mourinho, because let's be honest, Spurs, I doubt Daniel Levy is a big fan of Jose Mourinho now. I know he was at the start, but obviously that was a match made in hell, to be honest. That was never going to go right, because they're two completely contradicting characters that are driven by power. And the Spurs fans, of course, they know the Spurs fans as a whole are against Jose Mourinho. They don't really want him. They'd be perfectly happy to see him gone in the summer. And I've even seen a lot of Spurs fans just saying they're relieved at this moment in time that he is gone, because of how poor they've been, the brand of football, his negative energy that he can bring. But honestly, the timing it's absolutely staggering, if I'm honest. And to be honest, we all know, and I know a lot of Spurs fans, and Spurs fans will 100% tell you they know Daniel Levy inside and out, and the ENIC group as well. They know them inside and out. Daniel Levy would not sack Jose Mourinho at this point in the season, let alone sack him in general, because you know for a fact Jose Mourinho is on high wages, which therefore means he probably has a high release clause, that has to be triggered when he's sacked. So they will have to pay him probably a heap ton of money that they don't want to pay him, because of course Spurs have already spunked like over $1 billion on a new stadium, so they really don't have that much money to actually do this. But of course, what's happened in the European Super League, every single contender is getting $450 billion or something mad like that. So obviously, what's a few million to sack Mourinho? And obviously it works out in their favour as well, because it's a distraction for what's already been gone down like a house on fire with these European Super League rules. I don't know if the house on fire is the right phrase, but basically what I'm saying is everybody hates this. So what do they need? A distraction plot to get people talking about something else, so that everybody is given out about this European Super League, which has been announced last night. And I found the timing really, really rich in that sense, if I'm honest. Because yeah, actually I can't find a logical explanation as to why Jose Mourinho has been sacked at this point in the season. Surely you just wait till the end of the season. If you lose the Carabao Cup final, whatever. I mean, you're probably going to lose it now anyway, because Chris Powell and Ryan Mason have been put in charge for that, which is disgraceful. I mean, Ryan Mason, first of all, fair play with Chris Powell, because he's an actual coach. Ryan Mason has no coaching experience, and you're putting him in charge of a Carabao Cup final against one of the best teams ever assembled. It makes no sense. There's no logical reason. With 6 games to go as well, you still have somewhat of a fight for top 4 in your hands. There's no logical explanation, that makes sense enough to actually be reasonable for Jose Mourinho being sacked at this point in the season. It makes no sense apart from having some attachment with this European Super League. I'm sorry, I don't buy into anything that it has nothing to do with this, because it clearly does, and any football fan with 2 brain cells will understand that. And at the same time as well, I mean, Daniel Levy, of course, has sacked Jose Mourinho, as I said, with 6 games to go. They're 5 points off top 4. They have a Carabao Cup final, which is, of course, very winnable. And Jose Mourinho could have the chance to win Spurs their first trophy since 2008, because, of course, Spurs have not won a trophy for 13 years now. 13 years, that's a big gap without a trophy, and they have a really good chance to get it next Sunday. And to be spunked up up the wall by Daniel Levy, who of course probably more than anyone wants this trophy, it just leads to the argument, does this season actually matter anymore? Because of course the European Super League, I know they've said in their documents and their announcement that they want to stay in their domestic leagues, but of course we know that's probably not going to happen at this stage. As much as we want to idolise what the fact it might do, as much as we want to flirt with the fact it might do, it won't happen. They'll be leaving their domestic leagues. So does the Carabao Cup even matter anymore? Does the Premier League even matter anymore? Does the Champions League even matter anymore? So it makes absolutely every bit of sense as to why they've done it now, in assuming that the season just does no longer matter. And I think I've seen on Jose Mourinho, after the Spurs game on Friday night where they drew 2-2 with Everton, I think he said in his post-match reaction that the players had no motivation, but he can't state the reason why. And if that's the case, I actually might go and try and watch his interview again and see if he actually says that, because if he does, that is absolutely mental, because there has actually been rumours as well that no managers or players have ever been informed about this, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer yesterday in his United interview said that he had no idea what was happening behind the scenes. But nevertheless, the whole thing is just absolutely mental. The football world, as I said, is in turmoil, it's in disrepute, and it's massively under pressure by its fans, its players, its managers. I've already seen a couple of footballers coming out, like Ander Herrera, Patrick Van Aanholt, Wesley Fofana, Mesut Ozil, a few of those players coming out in just absolute disgust of this European Super League, the European Greed League, as I like to refer to it as. And I think we have to admit that this is a massive few days in terms of the history of football. Probably the biggest few days in football history as to regards to what the future holds, because UEFA and FIFA are both obviously in disagreement with this European Super League. They're going to be at war really in the courts with this European Super League. There's probably going to be legal action taken for the next God knows how long. It's going to be really interesting, because of course we've seen as well that Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, I think RB Leipzig and Porto have all confirmed that they've rejected proposals or invitations to this proposal in the European Super League. The Champions League, of course, Chelsea, Real Madrid and Manchester City, who of course have all accepted proposals for this European Super League, are in the semi-finals alongside PSG, who haven't. So what's going to happen in the Champions League there? Because I've seen that they can't, reschedule these games in the Champions League because of the TV rights and the deals surrounding these games being planned on those exact days. The Europa League, United and Arsenal are obviously in this European Super League, so what's going to happen there? Will we see a Villarreal and Roma final? Will PSG just be given the Champions League? The top four race, Liverpool play Leeds tonight. There's going to be no motivation probably from this Leeds end, or from Liverpool end, sorry. It's just everything meaningless now until this European Super League starts. Even still, it'll be meaningless when that happens anyway, because teams can't be relegated. As I said last night in my video, if you want to go and watch that, as a Chelsea fan, Chelsea could potentially lose every single game 10-0 and still not be relegated, because even if a team does better than them, they don't get relegated because they have this elite status and basically they've bought their way to success. It makes absolutely zero sense whatsoever in my book. It really doesn't. It's a disgraceful, greedy, selfish decision. They haven't thought about anything but themselves, not the fans, not the players, not the managers, not the lower clubs as well. This affects everybody in football except for these owners, because they get a bit of bob out of it. It's absolutely disgraceful, but nevertheless, I've gone on a bit of a tangent. This video has turned more into a European Super League rant rather than a Jose Mourinho sacked reaction, but even still, I think I've got all my points across with regards to Jose Mourinho being sacked. It's a joke decision. The football world, as I said, it's been turned upside down. It's going to be a really interesting few days, and hopefully football fans get what they deserve, and that's all of this sorted out, and get exactly what we wish for, which is a fair and balanced sport. That's all we ask for. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like. It means more than you guys could ever imagine leaving a like on this video. Honestly, it helps me out massively. Also, if you could subscribe to the channel as well, that would be massively appreciated by myself, because we are now looking to hit 1,600 subscribers on this channel as soon as we possibly can. We're closing in on it now, so it would be massively appreciated if you could hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks very much for watching, and see ya.